In the start of this part, we see that the Sungyun activates the Special Authority Dragonization. He says, I feel like a lizard human. Although I was a bit taken aback by the sudden transformation, System says, overall retained mana amount will increase by 2x for 10 minutes. One of the dragon tribe's characteristics will be partly reproduced for 10 minutes. All management abilities related to mana will be increased for 10 minutes. He thinks, it's not just my body that's changed. My entire body's senses have strengthened unimaginably. Without using Flame Dragon Eye, I can know everything in my surroundings, and above all, my magic management ability has improved a lot. He can throw fire from his mouth. He is very shocked and thinks, I really wanted to breathe fire. It'd be no joke. After testing out other functions, Dragonization was lifted. Now he can't use this authority for 8 hours. He thinks, 10-minute use with an 8-hour cooldown time. I'll only be able to use it once during battle. Chunwoo, his sword soul appears there. She says, damn it, my head hurts like hell. Sungyun asks her, are you feeling a bit better now? She says, yeah, I don't know what you did, but the sword's vessel has gotten stronger. Wait, no, that's not all. There'll be no accidents where I'm unable to handle consciousness now. I don't know what you've done, but my condition's improved. He says, I infused the absolutely impossible to destroy property to the item. She says, but how? Never mind. What's the point of asking a bastard who fights outwardly with gods? I know that you've more of a crazy bastard than I expected. Anyway, based on the info I heard about you before, you were a mere challenger on the 10th floor. And from a very minor dimension at that. But to say you're a challenger from a minor dimension, you're incomprehensibly stronger and unnecessarily tied up with divine beings. And that's how I came to know something. You are one of the insane candidates that the tower has selected. That's why you're so involved with divine beings. I thought of you as a sparrow, but that was my mistake. Sungyun thinks, it aligns perfectly with what Neil said. Maybe I'll be able to use this opportunity to resolve my questions about the tower and God. She says, you must have many questions. Like what are candidates? What is the goal of the tower? Why are the gods on guard against you? But I cannot gratify your expectations. Sungyun asks her, because of the tower's restrictions? She says, exactly. Even if you were to fail during a challenger and die, I don't want your soul to be destroyed. He thinks, as expected, not just the administrators, but even Chunwoo, who is in the heavenly blood demonic sword, isn't free from the information restrictions. I expected it, but it's still a bit disappointing. She says, however, if I can tell you one thing, regardless of whether it's now or later, there is only one thing the tower wants from you. To repeatedly, endlessly get stronger, and then eventually get rid of all rivals. That is everything that the tower wants from you and the other challengers. Sungyun thinks, honestly, the tower may have selected me for the start of things. But after that, I climbed the tower out of my will alone. No, that's what I thought, at least. Chunwoo says, you probably are aware. Although you were able to come here with your own efforts, it was also due to the opportunities the tower gave you. He says, I am well aware that the tower doesn't harm me at least. She says, you're quick to understand. Well, if you were able to get chosen as a candidate at the 10th floor, you had no choice but for your comprehension to improve. He says, so I won't ask for now, since it'll be fine to resolve my questions after I get stronger. She says, the more I look at you, the more regretful I am that you aren't a child from my country. If you were from the Murim dimension, you would have become the strongest man in the Tang Age. The sword suddenly moved towards Chunwoo. She dodged it. She says, I've been moved. You, become my disciple. My cult's absolute divine art. Don't you want to learn blood demon divine arts? She thinks, I was getting bored. So this is perfect timing. I'll be able to experience the fun of having a disciple. Sungyun refuses her offer. She is shocked and asks him, why not? If you learn blood demon divine arts, you'll get much stronger. If you've come up this far, you must know how remarkable the techniques of the Murim dimension are. You must know how other dimensional techniques are much more remarkable than that of a minor dimension. So why would you refuse? He replies, I know because I learned martial arts from an admin, but if you develop specific inner chi using mental arts, you are limited from learning things other than those specific martial arts. She asks him, who did you learn them from? He replies, to be honest, I already have a master. I have a teacher-student relationship with an administrator. She says, I was thinking of a disciple for the first time in a while. To think I'd lose this opportunity to teach from some random person. Sungyun says, I just remembered, but I leaned a mental art called Heavenly Blood Cultivator Art. She asks him, what is that? He thinks, the person who had sponsored the Heavenly Blood Cultivation Art to me, fallen heir of the Blood Demon cult, was also from the Blood Demon cult. She asks him, how did you learn something that only heirs from the cult can learn? He replies, somehow it just ended up happening that way. Suddenly his necklace glows and his clothes change. She says, a present from a woman from the Beck clan. But it suits you quite well, my half-disciple, and I'll begin teaching the martial arts. In conclusion, Blood Demon Divine Arts aren't proper martial arts. Rather, it is more similar to magic or sorcery. Blood Demon Divine Arts have the astounding ability to substitute mana as blood. This means there's no need to damage my body to obtain a large amount of blood. Just as Chunwoo bragged about it being an absolute divine art, there were diverse techniques, including using blood to help with recovery or manipulation of blood. However, the problem is that it overlaps with the truth seeker of blood and ashen blood that I already have. She is acting like a maniac and asks him, what do you think of my martial arts? He thinks, to think the essentials of Blood Demon Divine Arts are similar to abilities I already have. She says, now show me what you've learned. He shows her what he got. She is shocked and thinks, what's with this insane power? He's already exceeding the power of Blood Demon Divine Arts. She says, that's enough. Now what? He says, what else? I have to climb the tower. She says, right now. He says, of course. She says, it hasn't been that long since you finished the trial. Should you rest a bit? He says, nope. I can't be stopped by something like this. I need to get stronger. Strong enough that I can't be suppressed by anyone, even if they are a god. System says, the 17th floor is beginning. Difficulty, hard. The topic of this trial is massacre. Time left, 7 days. Trial pass condition, you must defeat all enemies in the remaining time and reach the end of the heavenly martial place. Trial fail condition, death of the challenger or remaining time ending. Trial pass rewards, cultivation elixir pill, S+. Trial failure penalty, death. He appears in the dark place where he can't see anything. This darkness is paralyzing his senses and feelings. Chunwoo says, how particular. It's good to be careful, since you can't know when you'll be attacked and from where. He activates the skill, Flame Dragon Eye. He sees 6 enemies with his skill. He thinks, if the trial topic is massacre, one person attacked him from behind. He dodges his attack. He uses the holy light and thinks, so we were inside a cave. If I were to use holy light inside of this small cave, things will get tricky for me as well. All of the enemies are shocked. Chunwoo says, the Manhwa sect, a Shaolin Buddhist, a shaman, the Heavenly Blood Divine Cult, a triad member. What a chaotic group. When facing those from the Murim, you need to be extra on your guard, also. Since the topic of the trial is massacre, you should avoid preemptive attacks or threats. Sungyun says, everyone. If you intend to face me, you should all come at once. Though you'll all die either way. Chunwoo is scared and angry at him at the same time. This is the end of the video. Subscribe for the next part.